This is FYI on your TV. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Penny Croghan back with me. You've been here many, many times with Toastmasters from Smith Falls, and you brought the president with you this time, Devin Harringan. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, how long have you been with Toastmasters in Smith Falls?
I've been with Toastmasters for about 6 years now, since I started my business, and it's been great. I think Penny and Stephanie brought me along, and I haven't looked back since.
Excellent. You were the treasurer for a while, and you've been moved back up to the president.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
I think I started off as treasurer right when I got into the group, and they found out I was a bookkeeper. So.
Okay, and Penny, how long have you been with Toastmasters?
13 years now,
13 years. Now, we've
Yes.
been doing FYI for 8 years, so you come at least once, twice a year to talk to us here, too. You've had many hats with Toastmasters.
Yes, I have. President, VP membership for quite a few years, and this year I'm VP of Public Relations, so here we go.
There you go. You'd be very good at that. You'd be very good at that. So let's talk about Toastmasters. President, what's Toastmasters about?
So initially, I thought it was just about public speaking and working at getting to be better with my clients. But I also learned or found out inadvertently that it was a confidence builder as well. So I didn't realize that was kind of part of the job description when you got in there. But now, like at the start, you couldn't get me to be a president of a meeting, or it was like pulling teeth to get me to do my first speech. And now it kind of comes to second nature. So I'm part of another business club, and I practice my speeches with these guys before I do my speeches for the other clubs. And I volunteer to do it, and they're happy to let me speak. So it's kind of like second nature now. It's not as scary as I originally thought.
So it's the experience that's given you the confidence?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, okay. Now, can you talk about, when you go to your meetings, you talk about different subjects and everything like that. How do you pick the subjects?
Well, usually you sign up the weekend or the week before, or you get voluntold if you're not there. But we do have a person that chairs the meeting, and then a toast and joke, because you never know when you're going to have to be up in front of people at a wedding or just at a party or something. You got to throw in a joke here and there.
Absolutely.
And then we try a word of the day. So we try and use that word throughout the meeting, and it builds our vocabulary. So then there'll be 1 to 2 speakers. We're working through, it's called Pathways now, so we have little speeches that we have to do. And then we do table topics, which is Devin's favorite. It's kind of like being in an interview with Kathy. She asked you a question, and you're thrown under the bus, and you just need to speak for 1 to 2 minutes about it.
You know what, we talked about that before we started taping too. I make mistakes too. If I make a mistake, please correct me. I'd much rather hear about it during the interview than after the interview, sort of thing too. So that's confidence building in itself too.
It is. Then we take a little donut break, maybe. And then we also have evaluators that evaluate the person doing the speeches, which is really good if you're a boss and you have to bring in a staff member and evaluate them, because you got to do it nicely. But you got to get to the point. And then we also have a grammarian that checks for ahs and ums. And
I am so much more aware of that when anybody from Toastmasters is here. Is like, do I say do I say ah?
They're just filler words. When our brain's catching up, we go or if you just take a little breath and relax and carry on.
Yeah.
We also have a quiz master who asks questions that have happened throughout the evening, just to make sure that we're actually listening to the thing.
All right. And sometimes when we take that breath, instead of saying it just seems like an eternity in our brain.
It does.
We call that dead air.
This is practice.
Yes, exactly. I bring this up every time you're here too, because I was just amazed that you went into Toastmasters, because you used to sing all the time. You used to get up on stage and sing, and you've got a beautiful voice.
But when you sing, you practice.
Yes.
You practice. So with Toastmasters, it's actually helped me with my singing, because usually I'd get up and the mic wouldn't work, the camera, not the camera, but the music wouldn't work. So it'd be like, okay, what do I do now? So it's just calm down, take a breath, and carry on. So it's really helped with singing.
And
actually.
like you were saying too, if you have to bring somebody in, like if you're a boss and you have to bring somebody in and talk to them, it gives you some experience of how to talk and everything. You yourself, I believe it was your son's wedding.
Yeah.
Yes, you had some practice from the Toastmasters.
I did. I did a speech at my son's wedding, well, mother of the groom, and I took it into Toastmasters, and they critiqued it a little bit, where you mess up, where you're going to start to cry. Just change a few words or change the order. And
I
this
need to
year my
learn that.
daughter got married. I had to practice. They heard her speech also. Plus I had to sing at my I sang her first dance, which was, don't look at her, don't look at her. You know, you don't want to mess up the first dance, but you don't want to be up there crying, bawling, but we got through it.
That's what I need to learn to do, because you know what? Actually, I found out my family, when I get up and say a speech, they make a bet. Is she going to cry or not? And most often, Corey, yes, I cry.
The trick is to take a glass of water up with you,
Oh,
and it just kind of breaks it up a little bit for you.
absolutely it would. Absolutely it
Yes.
would. Now, you got involved in Toastmasters because,
Mainly because of my business.
okay,
So I knew another business owner in our club now, and she suggested that right away. She's got a hairdressing business, and she's like, you need to come and join Toastmasters, and I'm glad that she suggested it, because it has got me out of my shell. As I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't have been able to do this 6 years ago today. I would have been like, nope, get someone else to do it. But it's my confidence is growing. And I would like to say a lot of that is from this Toastmaster Club, and it's helped me join other business clubs to help grow my business. But again, if I didn't start here, I probably wouldn't be joining those other spots, or I wouldn't have the confidence to try or attempt something like that, or even help grow my business. If I didn't have that confidence, I probably would be a couple of years behind where I am right now.
excellent. Now during COVID, now correct me if I'm wrong, you went to the Zoom option.
Yes.
That's still available, because you say you join by Zoom quite often.
I joined in person, but we do have a couple of members that are actually hopefully joining so they've been doing meetings by Zoom. One of them is actually located in Saskatchewan, and he's a full-time member now. We haven't met him in person yet, but he does get the benefit of our club and all the other things that we have to offer.
Now, Toastmasters is a global thing, and the gentleman that joins you from Saskatchewan knows somebody here. That's why.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he's doing. Okay.
Yes.
But it is a global thing. It's a global
It
committee,
is.
yeah.
There's Toastmasters meetings, but you want to join Smiths Falls, but they're all over the world.
We actually had a guest once join from India.
Excellent.
Yes, he got a hold of us and he said, what time's your meeting? So I think it was 4 a.m. there, and he was
he
on
joined.
our 7 o'clock
Yep.
meeting.
Wow, that's amazing.
But that was the neat thing about COVID is people were at home, so he just wanted to see how many different Toastmaster meetings he could get to. It was his own little thing that he was
a little
doing.
goal he had. Yes.
Yes.
I guess there's that option too. When you have Zoom, you can join other
Yes.
ones, or they can join us and everything. So speaking of joining, how do you get people to join Toastmasters Smith Falls?
You can either come out for a meeting, you can join a couple meetings, and then decide whether it's for you or not. And then I shift you over to Devin.
Yeah, we have a nice pre-application form. You talk to either myself or Penny or any other members, and it's a fairly stress-free, I'd say, conversation. If someone does actually see the value of our club, and you give them an application form, they fill it out, and then talk to me about the dues at a later date. But we haven't had any difficult conversations. It's just a matter if the person realizes if it's for them.
Okay, and how often do you meet and where?
So it's every week at 7 o'clock at.
It's on Abbott Street.
It's on Abbott
But
Street.
it's the old Pepsi plant.
building, yes.
Exactly.
If you're a lifer here, it's the old Pepsi plant
I
too.
know, it's
yeah.
$158 for a year. So that's pretty good.
156.
Oh, $156. So you're getting a $2
You get a little
discount.
today.
But it's never gone up, so take advantage while.
So that's what, $2.50 a week? Cup of coffee
That's right. That's right.
and
that's
half a
right.
donut.
Yeah. So at 52 Abbott Street North, it's Unit 3D at the Adult Learning and Training Center. But as we lifers here of Smith Falls refer to it as the old Pepsi plant.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
The
So
meetings
what-
start at 7 and they're over about 8:30.
Excellent. And what night of the week is it again?
Wednesday.
Wednesday nights. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Toastmasters before we wrap up?
Come on out and just give it a try and see if it's for you.
How many
That's all.
people are members have you got?
12 now.
12 now.
12.
Excellent.
COVID's
Yes.
definitely taken a bit of a hit to our numbers, but we do have a solid group of people that do come every week, and obviously it's a friendly environment. So obviously we are hoping to grow those numbers now that things are somewhat back to normal.
It's a great place to learn and grow
And
in
meet
a safe
people.
environment because you can practice whatever speeches you want.
Excellent, excellent. And
Yes.
not just speeches, like you say, if you're working with other people.
That's right,
Yes.
one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one.
It's done
even.
amazing.
Doesn't have to be a room full of people.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't get into it for public speaking
No.
at all. The self-confidence has really come through.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. Well, I appreciate you coming back again and talking about Toastmasters. Penny Croghan, you've been here lots of times, and Devin, this is your first one. First of many, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks
joining
for
us here on
having us.
FYI.